There was a time when you saw the world differently, when you could close your eyes and feel who you were meant to become. You didn't need proof back then, just belief. You could see the version of yourself who walked with confidence, who spoke with purpose, who lived with fire. But somewhere along the road, life happened. The noise got louder, expectations piled up, doubt crept in. And that vision, the one that used to burn so bright, began to fade into the background, but it never left. It's still there, waiting beneath the layers of distraction, fear, and excuses. It's the quiet voice that whispers when the world goes silent. It's the feeling you get when you're alone, thinking, "I was meant for more than this." That voice is not your imagination. It's your soul reminding you of the promise you once made to yourself. Remember when you said you'd change, when you said you wouldn't settle, when you swore you'd give your all, no matter what it took. That wasn't just talk. That was a contract between who you were and who you could be. Somewhere inside, that version of you is still holding up their end of the deal, waiting for you to show up again. You owe it to yourself to remember that promise, because it wasn't just a dream, it was a glimpse of your potential. Life has a way of testing that potential. It'll push you, distract you, make you question yourself. But it never takes away the power to begin again. Every sunrise, every breath, every choice, they're all reminders that the story isn't over. You may have lost time, you may have stumbled, you may have walked away from what you thought was possible. But that's the beauty of being human. You can start again. You can still become the person you were meant to be. You can still live the life that once lived in your imagination. But it starts when you decide that enough is enough. That you're done breaking promises to yourself. That you will no longer let fear, comfort, or doubt dictate the next chapter of your story. The truth is, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you the life you deserve. It's in your hands. The same hands that have failed, created, destroyed, rebuilt. They still hold the power to build again. All you need to do is remember. Remember who you were before the world told you to be realistic. Remember how it felt to believe without reason. Remember that you once had a dream that made you wake up with energy instead of exhaustion. 2026 isn't just another year, it's a mirror. It's looking at you, asking, are you still that person? Or did you forget? You owe it to yourself to answer honestly. You owe it to yourself to stop running from the person you were meant to become, because that version of you, the one who believed, who dreamed, who fought, they're still waiting. So remember the promise, reignite that fire, and when you do, everything you thought was impossible will start finding its way back to you. Because you don't owe the world anything, but you do owe yourself everything. The future isn't some faraway place waiting to surprise you. It's being built right now in this very moment. Every thought you entertain, every habit you repeat, every decision you make is a brick laid in the foundation of the life you'll live in 2026. We like to think the future just happens, that it's some mystery we have no control over. But the truth is, it's a reflection, a mirror showing us the result of what we've chosen to give our time, our energy, and our belief too. You can't keep wishing for a life you're not working toward. You can't expect peace while feeding chaos. You can't expect confidence while speaking doubt. The universe doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you do about it. Every single action you take today, no matter how small, echoes into your future, and the version of you that's waiting in 2026 is silently hoping you don't give up now. Think about that for a moment. Somewhere in time, there's a version of you stronger, freer, wiser, looking back at this exact moment, grateful that you didn't quit, that you chose to push through when it was easier to procrastinate, to complain, to stay stuck. That version of you owes their peace to the decisions you make today. That's how powerful this moment is. It's not about waiting for the right year or the right timing. It's about understanding that everything you dream of already started when you decided to believe it could be real. The habits you build now are the seeds of your future. Wake up with purpose and you'll meet a future that feels alive. Waste your mornings and you'll meet a future filled with regret. The choice is painfully simple and beautifully fair. You get what you repeat. You become Motivational practice. So when you think about 2026, don't see it as a finish line. See it as proof that you were willing to show up, to change, to keep going even when no one was watching. The future doesn't happen to you, it unfolds from you, and you owe it to yourself to make sure the person you meet in 2026 is proud of the person you were today. Comfort feels good, doesn't it? It's warm, it's familiar, it's safe, but it's also where dreams quietly go to die. Comfort convinces you that you're okay where you are, that there's no need to push, no reason to risk, no urgency to grow. It's sneaky like that. It doesn't destroy you overnight. It just keeps you still long enough for your potential to fade. And the scariest part, you won't even notice it happening. You'll call it peace. You'll call it balance. But deep down, you'll feel it, that quiet ache of knowing you could be more. The truth is, everything you want in life exists just beyond the edge of your comfort zone. The peace you crave, the confidence you admire, the success you dream about, none of it grows in safety. It grows in uncertainty, in effort, in moments where you're not sure you can handle it, but decide to show up anyway. Discomfort isn't punishment, it's proof that you're evolving. The pain you feel while pushing forward is the price of transformation. Think about the last time you truly surprised yourself, when you did something you weren't sure you could do. That rush of pride, that spark of power you felt afterward. That's life showing you who you can become. But you can't reach that place if you keep choosing what's easy. Easy doesn't change you, it only keeps you the same. You owe it to yourself to stop settling for fine, to stop confusing comfort with happiness. Because happiness isn't found in avoiding struggle. It's found in becoming someone strong enough to handle it. Every great story starts with a challenge, not convenience. Every transformation begins with a moment of discomfort that forced a decision: evolve or stay small. Yes, growth hurts. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but so is regret. And the pain of regret lasts a lifetime longer than the pain of discipline. So when life gets hard, when the road feels uncertain, remember this, that resistance you feel is not a sign to quit. It's a sign you're on the right path, you're moving, you're growing, you're becoming, and you owe it to yourself to keep going, because comfort will never give you the life you were born to live. You can't move forward if you're still chained to what broke you. You can't build a new life while carrying the pieces of an old one. Healing isn't something you stumble upon. It's something you choose over and over again. Most people think healing is soft, quiet, gentle. But sometimes it's the hardest thing you'll ever do. It's standing in front of the mirror and facing everything you've tried to avoid. It's forgiving yourself for the choices you made when you didn't know better. It's looking at the past not to relive it, but to release it. We all carry pain, moments that left marks we never talk about. But that pain, if left untouched, becomes an anchor. It keeps you tied to who you were, even when your soul is begging to become someone new. You owe it to yourself to untie that weight, to stop letting old wounds define what you believe you deserve. Because healing isn't about erasing the past. It's about learning to live freely despite it. Sometimes we cling to our pain because it's familiar. It's strange, but there's a comfort in what we already know, even when it hurts. Letting go feels like losing a part of ourselves. But what if the part you're afraid to lose is the very thing standing between you and peace? What if your next level of happiness, clarity, and freedom is waiting on the other side of that release? Healing is messy, it's not linear. Some days you'll feel powerful, and some days you'll fall apart. But both are necessary, both are proof that you're trying, that you care enough to change, and that effort alone means you're already moving forward. Don't rush the process. Don't shame yourself for feeling broken. You're not broken, you're rebuilding. And the cracks you carry aren't flaws, they're evidence that light got in. They're proof that you've survived. So, when you think about the person you want to be in 2026, remember this. You can't meet that version of yourself if you're still at war with your past. Heal it, honor it, then let it go. Because the future you deserve won't come from what hurt you. It'll come from the strength you found while healing from it. Energy is everything. It's the invisible currency that shapes your days, your thoughts, your future. And yet, so many people give it away carelessly to arguments that don't matter, to people who drain them, to worries that never come true. We protect our money, we protect our homes, but how often do we protect our energy? How often do we stop and ask, is this worth my peace? Your energy is sacred because it creates the world you live in. The people you surround yourself with, the content you consume, the conversations you engage in, they all leave a mark on your spirit. Some people lift you higher, remind you of your worth, challenge you to grow. Others, even unintentionally, pull you back into patterns you're trying to escape. And it's not cruelty to distance yourself from them. It's self-respect. Because protecting your energy isn't about isolation. It's about preservation. It's about building an environment where your potential can actually breathe. There will always be noise, distractions, drama, opinions, but you have a choice about what gets your attention. Every moment you spend defending your peace is an act of self-love. Every time you walk away from chaos, you're saying, I value my future more than my reaction. You owe yourself that kind of discipline. It's easy to get caught in the illusion that staying busy equals progress. But busyness without alignment is just exhaustion in disguise. Sometimes protecting your energy means slowing down, saying no, taking a breath, choosing silence over explanation. The world glorifies hustle, but real power comes from stillness, from knowing what deserves your energy and what doesn't. The version of you that exists in 2026, the one who's calm, focused, fulfilled, that version didn't get there by chance. They got there because you learned when to give, when to guard, and when to walk away. They got there because you stopped pouring into things that left you empty. So, if there's one promise you keep to yourself from this moment on, let it be this: never again trade your peace for approval, attention, or temporary comfort. Because the life you owe yourself in 2026 can only grow from the energy you protect today. There's a moment in every person's life when they realize no one is coming to do it for them. No one's going to build the dream, fix the pain, or hand them the life they've been imagining. That moment, the one when it finally clicks, is where everything changes. Because that's when you stop waiting and start owning. That's when you stop hoping and start doing. You owe it to yourself to make 2026 the year you finally keep the promise you made long ago, the promise to show up, to give your best, to not disappear when things get hard. You've started over before, you've fallen, you've been tired, you've been scared, and yet here you are. Still breathing, still trying, still capable of more than you realize. That alone means something. You have a choice. Keep repeating the same year over and over, or make this the one that shifts the entire story. Consistency isn't glamorous, it's not always loud. Sometimes it's just getting up one more time, saying no when it's easier to say yes, choosing discipline when your emotions beg for comfort. But that's where real power lies, in the small, unseen moments where no one's watching, and you still decide to keep going. We like to wait for motivation, as if inspiration is supposed to arrive like lightning. But motivation isn't what builds a future, commitment is. Motivation gets you started, but commitment keeps you standing when the feeling fades. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a vote for the person you're becoming. The more votes you cast, the more real that person becomes. You don't need to do it all at once. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to show up today. You just need to take one more step, one more breath, one more try. Because all those one mores add up. They build the bridge between who you are and who you said you'd be. When 2026 arrives, it shouldn't feel like a surprise. It should feel like a reflection of every day you chose yourself, every promise you kept, every battle you fought quietly and won. Because in the end, no one else can give you the life you dream of. Only you can. And you owe it to yourself to finally make it real.